Good morning. Good morning. Let's go. It's time to go live, baby. It is time today. Time to go live. I want to welcome you guys here. We are here on the 17th episode of the Next Level Motivation Principles of Living Life to the Fullness by none other than Donovin Darius. Who is this guy? I think it's me. Listen, just want to welcome you guys in today's session. We're going to have an awesome session today. It's just like anything. I truly believe questions are the key to unlock your potential. Questions are the key to unlock your potential. And so today we are in chapter 3. We're finalizing chapter 3 here. And so at the end of this chapter, we're going to have several questions that are found at the end of this book here, where we're now going to go deeper into, chapter 3. So I want to welcome everybody here. Good morning, Miss Renee. It's been a minute. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Miss Janet is here. Go ahead, as you come in, do me a favor, hit that share button real quick before you come in. Let somebody else know what you got going on here as well. Also want to make sure that you guys know that we're sharing. We want to share this on All Pro Motivation and the Donovin Darius public page as well. Quick question before we get into today's discussion. I'm gonna come back later. In what areas would you like to hear, to see, or to learn, more life lessons and inspiration? In what areas of your life would you like to hear, see, or learn more life lessons and inspiration in your life? So here's some examples: relationships, parenting, finances, spiritual development, communication, entrepreneurship, athletics, you name it. Here's the question: in what areas would you like to learn, to see, hear, or learn more life lessons and inspiration? What is that for you? Give me a list of a couple. Okay, it doesn't in any specific order. It doesn't matter because it's from that we'll determine what are some of the things that I do and the content that I create. Again, this platform is not about me. It's an opportunity for me to utilize my gifts, my talents, who I am, what my purpose is, and then to help you as well as you're trying to take your life to the next level. So good morning, everyone. So let's kind of get back into it. If you have not, you guys, we're basically in the third week here, and we're finalizing the third chapter. In these chapters, we've talked about what motivation is, how you can motivate yourself. I can motivate you. I can encourage you, and I can encourage you with inspiration. Inspiration is simply this: igniting the spirit on the inside of you, getting you to motivate yourself, getting you to put yourself in motion. And so in order for that to happen, it has to be something on the inside that triggers, that's already there. Okay, it has to already be there. And so that's why a lot of in our conversations, I'm always going back to what is it that you saw? What is it that you see? What is it that you felt? Because inside of us, the dreams, the aspirations, the things that you want to accomplish, they're still there. Whether you've manifested them or not, they are still there. And so what my job is to go inside and to help you, ignite those things, ignite them, and then create the strategy. So this is not just about just thinking big. This is not just about wishful thinking. This is not just about positive thinking. Those components have a place in everything. And so I want to help you with creating that game plan, that strategy, with the action, the mindset that it takes to accomplish it. And so again, you will get out of these sessions what you put in. Just know that you will get out of this what you put in. Okay, the biggest influence I had and impact I had in the NFL was not what I did just during practice. It was what I did before practice. It was what I did after practice. And it's what I did when nobody was watching. And so again, I say to you, if you want to maximize these sessions, if you want to maximize the time that we share together, the best thing you can do is to make sure you put these things into play. All right, so here we go. We're getting into chapter 3. Again, chapter 2 was about understanding life, purpose, and seasons in your life. Chapter 3 was about your design with success, and we're finalizing that chapter. And in that, we talked about the mind and how those things are on the inside, how you can use your mind and the faculties of your mind to get what you want in life. Okay, if you just joined, I have a question out there for individuals. Here's the question. In what areas of your life, what areas would you like to hear the most? Would you like to see, hear, or learn the most life lessons and inspiration? What are those areas? Here's some examples: parenting, relationships, communication, finances, entrepreneurship, spirituality, you name it. What are those areas? What are some of those trouble areas that you may have? What are some of those challenging areas that, again, you're just like one step away, one strategy away, one perspective away? What is that? List them, because it is from there that I'll be creating some of these videos and creating some content that you asked for. So it's like Burger King, baby. Have it your way. So here we go. We're in chapter 3 at the end, and I'm going to ask you some questions. Again, these are some reflective questions that you can answer now, or you can think about it, or you can go back. But these are questions at the end of the chapter that you're going to need to answer for you to be able to apply what you learned and to put it into practice, okay? All right, so here's number one, first questions. Do you see yourself as a masterpiece? Why or why not? You see, in this chapter and the ones prior, we talked about that God says, the creator of all design, says that you're a masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? Manufacturer BMW, they call their car a masterpiece. Okay, and the last thing they do, they put their symbol on it. They put their emblem on it. They put their brand. They put their name. When cruise ships, the last thing they put on a cruise ship, after they make the whole cruise ship, the last thing they do is they put the name on it, and they call it their masterpiece. Now, that cruise ship doesn't have a voice. That car doesn't have a voice. That car doesn't have a mind. It has an artificial intelligence, but it doesn't have a mind. And neither does that cruise ship. And so that you never hear the cruise ship saying, you know what, I'm just less than nothing. Oh, I'm just my issues. Yes, I'm just my trouble. Yes, I'm just what other people say about me. No, that crew, okay, and that cruise ship, no, it's a masterpiece. That BMW, no, it's a masterpiece. Why? Because the designer labeled it that. The designer finalized it. The designer put his name and his emblem on it. God calls you a masterpiece. God says you are a masterpiece. Okay, you are working in life, and you are continuously being developed. Okay, you are developed and you're being developed. That just means that we're constantly working. The word work means to become. You're constantly becoming something and someone. You're constantly becoming something from one stage to the next and one stage to the next. So hopefully you never get tired of developing. You never get tired of growing. You never get tired of learning. You know what learning is? And I tell my children this. Learning is doing more things right today than you do wrong. You know what learning is tomorrow? Doing more things right today than you did yesterday. You know what learning is? Doing more things the next day right than you did the next day. And so learning is a continual process, and we're always on the wheel of learning. So the first question, do you see yourself as a masterpiece? Why or why not? Do you have something that keeps popping up? Whenever you look in the mirror, whenever you look at yourself, what do you see about yourself? What do you say about yourself? Do you just see your physicality and that's what you are? Or do you see the fact that you're fearfully and wonderfully and uniquely designed? In this chapter 3, we talked about the mental faculties, the intellectual faculties of the reasoning skill, the perception, the memory, the will, the intuition. You know, we talked about those things, and we talked about how those things added on top of your sight, your taste, your touch, your hearing, your feeling. We talked about those things. And so because of that, now I ask you, do you see yourself as that masterpiece? Are you operating in 100%? 1 to 10, where do you rate yourself in terms of how much you're operating in those gifts, in those areas? Because if not, here's your opportunity to pick one of those areas this week and grow in that area. Pick one of those faculties within you and grow in that area. Grow greater in your memory. That means all this week, do some games. Download an app on your phone for memory games. Increase your memory, right? How about your imagination? Okay, allow yourself to dream. Allow yourself to just go back and just be by yourself during lunchtime instead of being around everybody else, or instead of just watching, you know what I'm saying, Facebook stuff or YouTube stuff. You know what? Spend some time with yourself, pad and pen, and just write some things down. Go to imagination. What do you imagine for yourself? What do you imagine for your children? What do you imagine, you know, for your friends? What do you imagine for this world? What do you imagine for your city? Just go back and write that stuff down. How about your reasoning skills, okay? How about you work on that this week? Which basically means, you know what, based off of everything I hear and see at the job, on the news, okay, on the radio, wherever, before I accept it, I'm going to ask myself a question. Is this what I truly believe deep in my heart, or is this somebody else's opinion of a situation and they're trying to get me to adopt it? So everything you hear this week, you can grow in your reasoning skills by doing that exercise, as the gatekeeper. I'm not just going to sit there muse and dumb and just allowing that stuff to just filter in. No, I'm going to utilize my reasoning skills. I'm going to develop that, and I'm going to ask myself a question before I receive it. How about your perception? How about you work on that this week? Which is basically seeing what you see in this world. I want you to see something this week in your family, in your job, in administration, in the country, in the government, in your school, wherever it may be, in your life, in your family. I want you to see in your marriage, in your friendships. I want you to see that. And I want you to be able to see another side of it. So if you look at something that looks bad, it looks troubling, it looks like it's an adverse situation, here's what I want you to do. I want you this week to practice seeing it the other way. What is the other side of that? Is there another side of it? Is there another possibility? Is there another perspective besides the one that you just have? Well, let's grow in that this week. And then the last one, okay, how about your intuition? How about you growing your intuitive faculty this week? That means, why don't you look at your situation and ask yourself this question? In what areas of my life do I have to make a decision? And have I made that decision, okay, based off my mind, my thoughts, or when have I made the decision based off of my gut? And here's what I want you to do. This week, I want you, when you have to make a decision, I want you to start trusting your gut. I want you to ask yourself, what is my gut telling me? What is my gut telling me about this? What is my gut telling me about this person? What is my gut telling me about what I'm doing and what I'm not doing? What is my gut telling me? What is that voice from deep on the inside of me telling me to do? Okay, telling me to do in my life that I'm not doing right now. And then that's what I want you to do. And the sixth one is your will. You can work this week. Let this be the week that you become a masterpiece and you develop from 1 to 10, a little higher in your level of manifestation in your willpower. That means I want you to look at your life this week and you say, okay, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing, that I should be doing, that I haven't done yet? Okay, what is it? What is it? Is it getting up a little earlier and going to work out? Is it doing push-ups? Is it doing sit-ups? Is it eating right? Is it drinking water today? Okay, is it forgiving? Is it calling somebody? Is it calling several people? Is it fulfilling a quota? What is it this week? And here's what I want you to do. Remember, you haven't done it yet. And so here's what I want you to do to develop your willpower this week. I want you in a couple areas, or you can pick one, start with one. And I want in an area that you haven't accomplished yet. And this week, I want you to will yourself to do it. And that means in an area where your inside says, I don't feel like doing it. But then I want you to practice and I want you to will yourself to do it. Okay? And so here's the thing. So remember, those are exercises. You can pick whatever one you want. You can pick one or some or all, whatever it is. But that's how I want you to grow this week. That's what I want you to put into practice this week. If you're willing to do that, okay, do me a favor, chime in real quick. Chime in the comment section. Put in, you know what I'm saying, what area are you going to grow this week? Is it in your perception? Is it in your reasoning skills? Is it your intuitive faculties? Is it in your memory, your imagination, or is it in your willpower? Which area are you willing to put into exercise, into play this week in your development? See, in order for you to see yourself as a masterpiece, you have to add all the pieces together. And so a masterpiece is the pieces that are all masterly put together. If you're only operating at 70%, okay, guess what? You're a masterpiece in development. But you're the one that got to put the final straw in. You're the one that got to put the final label. You're the one that got to finish the whole product because you're a work in progress. So that's question number one. See, we can go deep on that. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Go ahead and share this message. Don't forget, post your comments, any questions you have. Here was the question I posed to other people. In what areas would you like to hear the most? Would you like to see, hear, or learn the most life lessons and inspiration? What areas of that of your life? Is it communication? Is it relationship, parenting? Okay, is it marriage? Is it finances? Is it entrepreneurship? Is it business? Is it overcoming adversity? What area are those things that you want to hear more and see and experience and learn more life inspirations, okay, and life lessons? Question number 2. What are you willing to do differently to exercise your higher intellectual faculties of perception, memory, imagination, intuition, reasoning, and your will? We just talked about that. We just talked about it. So here's my question. Who is it? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to work on this week? What are you willing to work on in these faculties? Your perception, your memory, imagination, intuitive factor, reasoning, and your will. What is that for you? I want you to chime in. I don't want you to just watch this message. I want you to listen. I want you to chime in. If you can't type now, come back later and chime in. Remember, I never made a play sitting on a darn sideline. I had to get in the game. Okay? I never enjoyed the roller coaster standing there watching everybody ride it. I got to get in the game. I got to get involved. And here's a psychological factor why I ask you, why I want you to comment. Because when you comment, you are basically telling your mind and your body that I am willing to take one more step further towards reaching my goal. See, one of the biggest failures that people have, one of the biggest hindrances to people going to the next level, the next step of their life, is that they don't take action. They try to think that it's this big action, but it's not really this big action. It's a cumulative factor of the small steps that you take. It's in the small wins. It's the small steps. And so me saying to you, type in what area of your intellectual faculties you're going to work on. If you haven't done it, you haven't committed yet to it yet. And then therefore, at the end of the week, you're going to look back and say, man, what happened? But I want to see, but being about it, being on the next level and being a next level individual is all about taking action, all about identifying where you at, where you want to go, and then starting the process from there. All right, question number 3. All right, and it says, number your 6 intellectual faculties from greatest to the least in the order that you rely upon them to help you live out your life. It says, number your intellectual faculties. Like, so what it basically means to you is that when you think about how well you're doing in your life, what brought you to this point? Do you trust your willpower more than anything? Is that the strongest thing about you? Is that number 1? How about your reason skill, your ability to reason things out and then make a decision? Is that your go-to? Is that your number 1? How about your intuitive factor, which means, you may see things, hear things, feel things, whatever, but I just got to trust my gut. You know what I'm saying? I just got to pray about it. I just got to be optimistic. I just got to believe that this is going to work out. Is that your strong suit? How about your imagination? You say, you know what? I know what I see right now, but man, I just feel like I just keep dreaming and I just see hope in my mind and it just helps me. It pushes me forward. It helps me go through the challenges. It helps me overcome because my imagination sees things that are not here yet, but yet things that are to come. Or how about your memory? Okay, when you find yourself in difficult situations, you rely on your memory, which basically when you're going through adversity, you say, you know what, man, I made it beyond, I made it over that, I can make it through this. Or you're able to remember something that somebody told you, or you're able to recall something that you said, or something that you read, or something that you heard, something that you saw, and that helps you. That's like your number 1. What is it for you? Or how about your perception? Is it your perception? Is it your ability to see things the way you want to see it that helps you move forward? Is that your strong suit? And so what is it for you? What is it for you? How do you number yours? Or what is your, at least type in your top 2, okay? What's your number 1, go to, and what's your second one? I know for me, what's most important to me or the things that I rely on the most, is my perception, and it's 3, this is how I number them a little bit. It's my perception, it's how I see life. It's how I see it. Number 2, it's like my willpower. It's my desire I'm going to will over this. I'm going to get this done. Get it done. Are you part of the GID team? Get it done team, baby? Are you a part of that team? Because I'm looking for some teammates. And another one is my reasoning skills. I don't have to accept everything. I don't have to accept what you just told me. I don't have to accept what they just said on TV. I don't have to accept what I heard on the radio. I don't have to accept that. I can make my own decision. I can put in my life, I put the periods. Everybody else may put commas, but I put the periods and exclamation points in my life. How about you? All right. And so again, those are my 3. All right. So that's question number 3. Number 4, last question, and then we'll finish with the rest tomorrow because of time. What is your most common excuse as to why you have not achieved your goals or your dreams? And then how can exercising your intellectual faculties help you accomplish that? All right. So here's the question again. What is your most common excuse as to why you have not achieved some of your goals or your dreams? What's your most common excuse? Okay, what is the reason? Is it because you don't have enough willpower? That means you talk yourself out of stuff? Or is it because all of a sudden you're on your way to journey, you're on your way to success, but then all of a sudden you listen to the opinions of other people? Or all of a sudden, you know what? Instead of you doing your research, instead of you learning the truth for yourself, instead of you learning the information you need, you listen to all these other people. Do you understand that most people don't know what they're talking about anyway? They just giving you their opinion. And so why wouldn't you be very selective in who you're getting the opinion from? Okay, listen, if I want to learn about boxing, if I want to learn how to shoot my hands, if I want to know how to defend myself, okay, if I want to know how to basically attack people and where's the most vulnerable things, if I want to know how to basically dominate somebody with these hands, you know who I'm going to go to? I'm going to go to my man, Nate Campbell. That's who I'm going to go to. I'm not going to go to Billy Job Thornton over here who may sing a song or be an actor who played a role in a movie of a boxer. I ain't going to Will Smith when he played Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? And Ali, I'm not going to him. I'm going to Nate. You know why? Because Nate has walked the walk. Nate talked the talk. Nate done it. Nate got battle scars. Nate see things in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Nate sees beyond. He sees the blimp view of it. So I'm going to go to Nate if I want to know how to throw my hands. You know what I'm saying? If I want to be a football player, okay? If I want to be a football player, you know what I mean? I will go to some of my buddies that be on the line here. You know what I mean? That be watching stuff. I'm gonna go to if I want to know how to throw the football, I'm gonna go to Mark Brunell. I'm gonna talk to him Say, hey, Mark, man, how you do this, man? What's the mechanics? What's the steps I need to go to? Versus, I'm not going to go to, what's a quarterback? Who's a quarterback? Jamie Foxx. I ain't going to go to Jamie Foxx because he played quarterback, in any given Sunday. I'm going to go to the man who actually did it in real life. So my challenge to you today, who you going to that are the imitations that's only playing a part and that ain't helping you moving forward? Well, let today be the day, man. You say, you know what, man, I'm not going to all these darn, these imitations. Let me go to the real people. So what does that mean? That means I need to find out who has my best benefit. And I need to find out who has the information that I need. And I need to find out what I need to do to get it. How do I get access to it? Because as I said before, the biggest enemy you have, it ain't nobody, it ain't the devil, it ain't Satan, it ain't none of that. That ain't your enemy. Your biggest enemy, is your level of ignorance. The level in which you just don't know. Your state of not knowing. But when you become aware, when you ask the questions, when you seek out the answers, and when you knock and keep persevering, that's when that ignorance become aware. The areas that you are ignorant on become your areas of strength and awareness, and now you can manifest the very nature of what you were set out to do. And so again, man, I'm posing things to you. I want you to do things. I want you to be. I want you to do it. I want you to be. I want you to do what you need to do so you can become who you're supposed to become. All right? And so that way, at the end of the day, you can maximize your potential and you can live life to the fullness. And so listen, man, this was chapter 3. We're starting in the questions of chapter 3. Remember, if you have not got your if you have not got your copy, definitely go to Amazon, get your copy, Next Level Motivation, Principles for Living Life to the Fullest. As I said, during this reading, it's only going to be $10.95, okay? $10.95 for your copy. I'll sign it, okay? And it'll be sent right to you, right to your home as well. Let me know what those that do have it, okay? What do you think about it? And again, how is it spurring your thought? How is it helping you take your life to the next level? Want to give a shout out, man, to the Jaguars as they won yesterday. They're now 1-0. So great job out there, and also to some of the other teams out there. How did your team do yesterday in football? How did they do? Did they win? Did they lose? What happened yesterday? And so as you guys we get ready to sign off today. Thank you, Bill. Thank you for that comment there. Miss Patricia said exactly. Have to go through. I'm going to read some of your little responses right now. Put you guys on blast. Basically, really all it is you're checking in, baby. That's what accountability is being able to be counted on, okay, not just counted up. All right, so make sure you guys understand that. Let me see what we got. What are some of these comments here from here? I want to thank everybody for tuning in. It's hard to see that. Renette said, awesomeness, thank you. You're welcome, thank you. Miss Patricia, exactly. Go to who has the experience, exactly. All right, Christy Ramos, good morning, Renette. Nate, Tiffany Hardy, perception is very important. Tiffany said, will myself to accomplish a daily goal? Great. Patricia said, memory skills, relationship to not worry about my life. Okay, good. Trusting. Hey, Patricia, read Matthew chapter 6. It's very plain. Like, wait a minute. Why am I worrying about something? Worrying. It doesn't mean that I'm not concerned, and it doesn't mean I don't take action. It doesn't mean that the lack of worry does not mean the lack of responsibility. Okay, remember that. You can still be responsible, but not worry. Okay, and so read Matthew chapter 6 in the Bible where it talks about it, and it just gives you a perspective. Wait a minute. Why am I worrying about certain things when I can't add anything to other stuff? And so again, hopefully that helps you understand what your part is and what your role is. What you control what you can control, and then have faith and walk out the rest. Okay, Tiffany said, trust in my gut this week. Thank you. Should be interesting. Kim Steele. Patricia said willpower. Dory said drink water and memory skills. I know that's right. Corey Horn, Kimberly Murray, Ricky Simon, good morning. Patricia, my bad not to be impatient. Karen Anderson, good morning. Okay, Karen, you gotta let me know what that ting is. That more ting? I don't know what that is. I mean, and I know you're not making a mistake with the N because you do it all the time. But just let me know, all right? Because you know what I'm saying, I'm going to chime in. All right, it's like communication. Get an understanding in all you're getting. Karen Anderson, good morning. Buford. Good morning as well. 80 Roberts, C double. What's up, baby? Yeah. All right. So if I want to learn how to sprint, you know what I'm saying? If I want to learn how to sprint, I go to my man ACW. You know what I mean? Exactly. Polly Williams, Steve Salke, was Atia Ellison, Linda Armstrong, Michael Ross. Good morning as well. Chance White, Regina Hunter, Christy Lee, you guys get your shout out this morning. Joe Speed, Wim Small, Bucky Buckner, Christy Lee, Janet Dozier, and Renee. Listen, you guys have an awesome day today. Join me tomorrow. Episode number, 18 now? Episode number 18, we're going to finalize some of the questions, and we're going to go from there again. Every week, at the end of the week, by Fridays, I'm going to give away a free book, okay? I'm going to give away another free book every Friday, okay? For those that have come on and participating and engaged, I'm going to give away one. And again, even if you have a book, you purchase a book, you can still win a copy as well. You can give it away to someone as a gift. Bless them what you've been blessed by as well. All right, so listen, I appreciate you guys. Have a great one. If you enjoyed and liked these messages, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know questions. Last thing, the last question of the day was the first question of the day. In what areas of your life would you like to learn the most, see the most, hear the most about? Life lessons and inspiration. What areas are that for you? Is it parenting? Is it communication? Is it finances? Is it relationships? Is it marriage? Is it entrepreneurship? What is it? Overcoming adversities, challenges, mindset. What is that? Because it's from there that I'm going to create that'll lead me into some of the content that I create moving forward. I got some exciting things that I'm doing right now, but I want you to be a part of it because I want to get your input as well. So listen, I thank you guys, man. May you have an awesome day, man. Love you. God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Talk to you later, you guys. Peace out.